Hello, everybody. We are back for a new episode of the Anime Odyssey. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you're all having a great day or night, whenever you might be listening in. In today's episode, we are finally diving into episodes 9 and 10 of Dan Da Dan. It has felt like a long time since we've been able to talk about it, and I'm extremely ready and excited to finally dive into them. I'm joined, as always, by my buddy, my pal, my friend, Dean.
Hello, again.
Hey, Dean.
Finally back. Hey.
Yeah, finally back.
Back to talk about this amazing show. And it's just getting better with each episode.
Yeah. And it's interesting to say that, right? Like, just because every episode feels like they're amazing, yet you keep, there's no lack of surprise or being impressed after each new episode. So it's like, are they improving? Yeah, they're surely they're improving a little bit with each episode, but there's not much. It doesn't seem like there's much room for improvement needed.
Yeah, they have their not goal, but like they definitely know what they want their show to be, and they're sticking to it always.
Yeah, it doesn't falter ever.
Yeah.
In pretty much every aspect that I can see and that I feel. What have you been up to? Anything? Any different games?
No, not really. Just been continuing that sparking like tournament thing.
Yeah. Is there anything new in that regard?
Yeah. So like they recently just had like East and West tournaments for America. Mm-hmm. But they also had over like the I think Thanksgiving break, I guess, they had Italy. And up until then, like everyone's like, oh, all this cheese, like people are cheesing, like just all this other stuff. But man, Italy showed up. They locked in and they literally showed everyone like how good this game could be in like a competitive standpoint, because there's always like a lot of like just back and forth of just like cheesiness, like people making the game not fun for online. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So they showed the more complexity.
Yes, like how they showed how it should be done, and
awesome.
It's really good. And then watching America, of course, it's just like, okay, us showboaters. I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go back to Italy, please. So if anyone listens to this podcast,
Italy like a front runner? Are they
like
people...
just compared to like everyone else like fighting? I think they will win the actual like tournament because like just the skill level that they showed. And if anyone from Italy is like listening to this who knows what I'm talking about, like good job. Like
yeah, that's cool.
It's just it was a fantastic. It was like watching actual sports.
That's cool.
It was really good. Like
I
highly recommend just watching it.
Yeah.
And I thought Japan was gonna do its thing, but no, Italy showed up and showed everyone how this game could really be progressed, and that's what I want, because like it's so good.
Yeah, instead of it being like just like a meta pony.
Yeah,
like doing the same thing over and over, things like that, just to min-max a win or something.
Yeah, and this is Sparking Zero, in case I didn't mention it, just in case.
Yeah,
but it's No, I mean that's about it. I've just been kind of watching that, and
but that's cool.
Just seeing what people are doing. Haven't really been playing much, so
I like hearing an update on that, because I haven't really been keeping updated on it. I do. Maybe at some point I'll try to find like some kind of compilation of updates on it. So I can check it out.
Honestly, like you can skip to like the final match for everything except for Italy. Maybe the like last. Honestly, just watch the full thing of Italy. Obviously you could skip through like the breaks and stuff like that, but because like man, people are good at that.
Yeah,
in Italy, like they show up. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's all really what I've been doing. Anything new with you? I know you went to
Philly for the week, and I had mentioned maybe trying to record down there, but it's much more tricky than I expected it to be. And I'm also I don't prepare well sometimes, because I leave things out, and I'm like, oh, I probably should have taken that, or I probably should have had that. And so Pod didn't happen down there. There just wasn't enough time or resources, and the internet sucked so bad.
Damn.
So I'm glad I didn't try, because that would have been a pain.
Internet. Yeah, hotel internet's never seems to really work.
And it was a struggle to do anything. It sucked.
Okay, though,
I couldn't even stream Discord video.
Oh wow.
Without it skipping and trying to buffer. It was annoying.
Well, it's probably better that you just enjoyed your time away. And
yeah, but there were also times where we're probably spending way too much money today, so let's go back to the hotel.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but it was good. As I told you earlier, I went to this place called Otherworld, so I highly recommend anyone check that out. If you're in Pennsylvania, it's a cool art museum. And it's very unique, and it's interactive. There's a lot of cool things to see, and I would say if you're into sci-fi stuff, it's and maybe you're on the cusp of enjoying art or something like that. I think it's a good start. It's a great start for those who want to go look at things and interact with things.
I'll have to keep that in mind in case I'm ever there.
Yeah, if you're ever there, it's definitely a good stop. It was. I thought it looked cool in the pictures. I didn't try to look at too much, but going there actually was way cooler than anything I saw on it.
That's cool.
So, highly recommend that if you're ever in Philly.
Cool. I like sci-fi and I like art. I actually don't mind art thing. I went to an art show once and I didn't understand it, but I'm it looks good. It's not my scene, but I also enjoyed looking at everything.
Yeah.
I felt more intelligent than I am going there. Everyone's and I'm oh yeah, Grey Poupon, exactly. I don't know. I'm a redneck when it comes to that thing.
I get
different social circles, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So I have no idea, but I do enjoy it. I enjoy going there and seeing some of the stuff.
Yeah,
I've dabbled in paint before.
Oh, you would have loved this, dude. I have. I'm gonna have to show you after the pod because I don't have it ready. I wish I could play it here.
Okay.
But it's like a DJ video. There's a section there where you can kind of pretend to be a DJ. It's pretty cool. I'll have it's not in depth, but it was fun and it was cool.
It could bring me back to my heyday.
Yeah, and I'll show.
I used to do that.
After this, I'll show you.
Cool. All right.
I wish I could show you guys, but I'm not prepared. I'm sorry. So yeah, Philly was good. I'm pretty much getting fully into Path of Exile 2 because that is available to us now, and I love everything about it, even though it's early access. So yeah, that's gonna be taking a lot of my time soon, very soon.
That's all right. Sparking still takes up whatever time I have left.
Right. And when I see that, the moment I see that game on sale, I'm biting at it.
And also let me know because I also want to get it for PC. That way we can play. Because I don't know if there's crossplay, which kind of sucks. I kind of wish it was. That way I didn't have to buy it twice. But honestly, I don't care.
Yeah. In this day and age, crossplay. I feel like there's going to be pretty soon. We should be at the point where if a game isn't cross-plat, that we should be that's weird.
Yeah, it should be.
I think we're slowly getting to that point, which is good.
Yeah. But I am excited because there are mods for it, on the PC version. So I'm fuck it, I'll do it.
So you can fight Homer Simpson or something?
Yeah. Well, I want to make Golden cooler.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I know there's a mod there because I've seen it. And I'm yes, please.
Yeah.
I want that. Absolutely.
Heck yeah. Alrighty. So I am going to transition us right into a little bit of Japanese. It's on the shorter side, and it's I would say it's short and sweet. And give me 1 second here so I can notepad this up for you.
All right.
Because this is actually one of my more prepared episodes, minus this part. I'm never fully prepared. All right, so this is just a little thing here, and this is our Japanese for this week. Bada bing, bada boom. And it's oishi.
Oishi? Wait,
Yeah.
oishi?
Oishi.
Oishi.
Yeah. And that's tasty or delicious. And if I were to use that in a sentence, it would be like, oishi desu ka? And that's me saying, is it delicious or tasty? Is it tasty?
How would I use that to describe, like, let's say my girlfriend? If I wanted to tell her she's very...
You want to tell her she's tasty?
Yeah. Or delicious.
Sorry, what's your girlfriend's first name?
Kimberly.
Kimberly. So, Kimberly wa oishi desu.
Oishi desu?
Yes.
Like DES, I guess?
Yeah. So you'd say wa to signify that's you're speaking about her. Kimberly wa oishi desu.
Oishi desu. All right.
Yeah, and so DESU, but the U is silent. You know, you don't say the U in desu.
Okay.
You just say it without the
desu.
Yeah.
Or wishi desu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna surprise her with that. She's gonna be like, "What the hell are you saying?"
You just call me delicious?
Yeah.
Thank you.
She'll probably like that though.
Yeah.
All right. Wishi.
Yeah. So
I like that.
Like, if you have some tasty ramen, be like, or you can just be like, you see somebody having some ramen, you'd be like, ramen wa oishi desu ka? What I'm saying.
Like that.
So you say that. So is the ramen tasty?
Tasty. You spelled tatsy.
Did I? Here's my dyslexia.
It's okay. I read both the same, and then I'm like, wait, look.
Like I'll spell something, I'll swap a couple letters, and I'll look at it, and it'll look right to me sometimes.
Same. No, I do not blame you. I do the exact same thing.
It happens all the time. Most of the time, it's with numbers, but sometimes it happens with words.
Okay.
So
I'll probably use this
oishi.
a lot more.
Oishi. Yeah, and you could just say that whenever. Ooh, oishi.
Oishi. Sorry.
Don't say it like that.
Oh, sorry.
That's lewd. You're being lewd, Dean.
I'm being lewd oishi.
Lewd tasty.
I like that one. I like that one a lot.
So yeah, that's our Japanese for the week.
All right.
Now, on to the news.
Love it.
So I've got a couple of quick news tidbits to touch on.
Okay.
This is kind of short and sweet, but we've got a second teaser trailer that has been released for Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, showing off a 2025 release date. Fans can have fun and look forward to that, but I need to catch up, so I can't look forward to it yet.
Yeah, no, I need to as well. I think I stopped after the train one.
Mugen Train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just finished that. And they have the most recent season, right? Like that's or did they split it? I don't know. I'm always confused with the like seasons with some anime because like they sometimes do it in arcs. And
usually there's like sometimes there's more than 2 arcs in a season, but usually it's about 2 arcs. Usually it goes like, or maybe there's 3. I don't know. Sometimes it's like there's usually about 4 episodes per arc, depending on the arc. I haven't really paid attention to what Demon Slayer was releasing because I didn't want to be spoiled. So I don't know exactly how they did what. I do know that I saw the Mugen Train movie before they did the anime, like the episodic version of it.
Okay. I feel like I would prefer the episodes. Like some people don't like filler, but I'm like sometimes that helps like with backstory and like growing with a character. Like
yeah, it depends on the filler, and But also, there's those people who just need action all the time.
Yeah, which is fine, but also like that's why I prefer the old Full Metal Alchemist to the Brotherhood. Like Brotherhood's really good, but I like filler. Like I like that because then it shows more humane, like the character's humane side, I guess.
No, I'm a filler person as well. Obviously, there is some bad filler out there. I'm not going to say there isn't.
Naruto. There's a lot of filler in Naruto.
Yeah, and I don't mean like it's like action all the time, but some people need something that is like constantly developing rather than something to the side where, let's say, I mean, we've talked about this before, but Goku getting his driver's license or whatever, something like that, you know? So, but that is peak filler, okay?
It is peak filler. Like, even on Reddit, like, people are craving those outfits to be in Sparking, the two outfits that are like Piccolo's outfit when he was driving, like with the hat and everything. I'm like, why don't they have that as a costume in there?
Right.
But that's how iconic it is, and we wouldn't have that without filler. So come on.
Yeah, exactly. And so I mean, filler, like everything in this world, there's a good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
And let me put that down. I'm fidgeting. I just picked up my car keys for no reason. I'm like, I'm leaving now because I talked about it.
You're like, you don't like the filler. I'm gonna go drive a car now.
Yeah. So that is the news for that. Next up, Batman Ninja vs. Yakuza League. Anime film.
Oh, that's a thing?
Yeah. It looks awesome.
Oh, wow.
And it will premiere on March 21st in Japan. It looks awesome.
That means it's gonna like take forever to get here, though.
Nah, not that long. Well, yeah, probably in a dub.
Well, yeah, for dub, I guess. Yeah.
My boy Yuki Kaji is voicing Robin, the voice of Eren Yeager.
Oh, nice.
So I'm pumped about that. That's my boy. And the illustration for this just looks insanely good, and I can't wait. I just look at the illustration, the cover illustration, and I'm like, ooh, it looks so good. So, cool. And I'm a fan of Batman too, so that helps.
Yeah, me too. I like when they kind of like combine different like things with Batman, like Batman and TMNT. I don't know if they did that, but I feel like they did stuff like that.
I think they did. I'm pretty sure that's the thing.
Okay, yeah. Maybe that's why I'm thinking of it. But yeah, I like that. I might check it out.
Lastly for today, if you can't wait any longer for The Lord of the Rings, WB has released an 8-minute clip. Maybe that can hold you off for a bit, or maybe it will make things worse. One of the two. I'm tempted to watch it myself, but I need to fight the urge and just wait. So by the time you're listening to this, maybe the film has already been released, but if not, we are very close. It's in theaters on December 13th. So
that's close.
Go ahead and watch that clip if you feel. It's 8 minutes worth of footage.
Yeah, I never watch stuff like that. I always feel like, you know what, I'm gonna wait until it comes out, because like kind of I relate it to like when Cyberpunk was starting to come out. I was obsessed with that game, and I constantly kept looking at it and I watched so much stuff, like I could frame by frame tell you like what's happening in the trailer from like the sound of it. And you know, obviously when it came out, like all this stuff, I still haven't finished the game.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, all this build up, and then it was a disappointment. You know, I mean, now it's better.
Dude, I love that game. Even when people were saying it was a disappointment, and I see all the reasonings for it. I'm not trying to counter saying that it's not. I loved the game in the state that it was, and the improvements that they made it a million times better. So I already loved it, so now it's like primo for me.
Yeah. I love that you said that. I love it. I just like the world of that, you know, because I've actually played the older or the tabletop game once.
Oh, did you?
When I was younger, yeah.
I didn't realize there was a tabletop game before the game actually released.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is it the same type of world? Is like actually the?
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, it's straight from the tabletop game is what they brought into.
Oh, that's cool.
Like Cyberpunk.
I did see maybe. I saw a tabletop game, but maybe it's a different one that they did. So I thought maybe.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the same original, because I know like the guy who originally like made up the Cyberpunk tabletop also helped like not write, but like what is it called? Consultate for the game.
Yeah, they consulted. They co-opt.
Consult.
They they brainstormed. He had a hand in it.
He helped like kind of build the lore with them, so which is kind of nice.
That's cool.
I believe my character was a nomad when I did
Nomad is what I started off with as well.
Oh, was it? Okay. Yeah. I just gotta find the time to sit down and play.
When you get back around to it, I would love to like Discord it so I can watch you play because it's such a good. I can gush about that game.
Okay, but this I will let you know.
I did not. You know what I haven't watched yet, which I believe you mentioned that you have, was Edge Runners. Did you watch that?
Edge,
the anime?
Oh yeah, the anime. Yes. Oh my god, me and Kim watched that, and we absolutely love that show.
Yeah,
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I will get around to watching that, and maybe I'm worried that I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna be like, well, back into Cyberpunk full time for the next 200 hours.
Will. Maybe I should rewatch it because then it will make me want to play that. Because you can also get his like he gets an upgrade in that, and you can use it in the video game too. So it's
really,
yeah. I'm telling you that should be the next thing you should watch because like if you like Cyberpunk as much as you do, like this is from like this is this like I that is exactly.
I should probably play my other games quick.
Yeah,
before I put another 200 into Cyberpunk. But anyway,
it's good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're sidetracking.
Yeah, and because I just want to make sure we don't carry on something too long because we got a lot of Don discussion coming up.
Yep.
And so that is the news for this week. Nothing crazy, just more to look forward to, pretty much. Mm-hmm. And that brings us to what the episode's all about. The Don discussion, episodes 9 and 10.
9 and 10.
And it's full recap, full discussion, full spoilers about to come up. I'm hoping that a lot of you have joined us for the ride and you're caught up and you can stay for the discussion. If you are not wanting to be spoiled because you haven't watched it yet, totally understand. Mm-hmm. We'll see you in another episode. I didn't want to do a bonus episode this week. I wanted to make sure it was a dedicated episode for Don because it deserves it. And we are getting close to the end. And I'm not too excited for the end.
No.
I mean, I am, but I'm also not.
Because we only want more.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows how long it'll be before we get more. So it's one of those like, oh my God, it's getting closer and closer to the end.
So if you're sticking around, then sit your bananas down and let's get into it.
Yeah. So I would suggest leaving now, unless you want to hang around and listen to us gush about Don. And you know what? It's one of those another thing. If you haven't seen it, and you get spoiled. It's one of those anime. There's not a lot of them out there that I would recommend going and watching anyway, but this is one. So like if you've been spoiled by something, it's still worth going back and watching.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, hell, even anime intros kind of spoil like
true
stuff. So it's like if you see something online, it's okay. Like it's really enjoyable to watch it, even if you know what's going to happen.
Very, very true. So, starting with Don episode 9, Merge, Serpo, Dover Demon Nessie.
Yep.
And before I get started, the layout's gonna be pretty much the usual.
Yep.
But you want to talk about anything before I get started?
Yeah, I had a dream like this once.
Oh,
that's all I say.
A dream about this exact scenario, or a dream about Nessie?
Not the exact scenario, but just how Okarun is running around.
Oh yeah, I've had that as well, and it's terrifying.
It is, but I really liked this. But yeah, once you get into it, I can chime in on things that I like, because you're better at explaining. I'm better at just like, oh, I like this part. You know, like just I'll be Raccoon chiming in, hey guys.
Yeah, right.
So
there you go. Yeah, I mean, Raccoon has some good things to say.
Yeah. What are you, idiot? Sorry.
Yeah. He has a great pose, though. I'll give him that.
He does.
He has good hair, too.
Oh, yeah.
Better hair than me.
Ginger hair, he represents.
Yeah, I'm right. And he's yoked out of his mind.
Sometimes we just got to get yoked out of our mind sometimes.
Yeah, true.
All right.
Okay. So, just going to kick it off with my funny and my favorite / funny moments of the episode before I start going kind of step by step throughout the episode.
All right.
Right at the start, after helping the ever so naked Okarun, I'd seeing him on the ground in such a lewd state, going from awkward, embarrassed to kind of horny and confident as she reveals acrobatic Silky's face behind her hands was like, ugh. I was like, ugh, because her face is acrobatic Silky's face is not
still terrifying.
Great. It's very, it's like imposing and scary because of those deep, hollow eyes and those teeth. But it was cute and funny. Plus the other cute moments with where Ida gushes over Okarun, especially when he first sees Nessie. So I love those moments. And then I love that for the entire episode, Okarun has to cover his banana region with the exception of a couple parts. Poor Okarun had it rough throughout the episode. But it was good. It was like he was being tormented constantly.
And I do love how confident he was when he was going to transform. He's like, and then he transformed.
Oh, after
he's still naked. And he's like, well, that's, I forget what he says, but he's like, basically the sense of what a drag.
Yep.
Shikamaru.
Yeah, and you see his character. I don't know if it was because he was taller, but when he transformed into that, his knees were more like pointed inwards, like he was like he had to pee.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
So that was good. But they did a great job. Like, really, they didn't have to go out of their way to make him cover up. It kind of made it more hectic for him. He had to get through all these situations covering his nuts.
Yeah.
Or his nut.
Yeah.
And so I just love that they did a great job. And I'll obviously touch on that more a little bit later.
And
then when Momo saves Ida and Okarun, and they get back to fully transformed, Momo seeing that Ida now has a transformation, and then Ida stating that it's annoying that she had to be saved by Momo, but she will help her and throws in this little, but I won't let you have Ken Takakura-sama, immediately stunning Momo.
Yeah, it's like a stun gun.
It's like exactly. She just stunned, and like the scene, like how it stuns her, like the animation there was funny. It made it way funnier, which causes Momo to lose concentration on Awesome Zone, which is the Serpian's like special technique to hold them in place.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, at least that's what I found that it was called. I don't know if that's what they call it in the dub.
I mean, I might have missed that, but like that's that does kind of sound familiar now. It might have been Awesome Zone, but maybe I missed them saying that. But that sounds awesome. I didn't know that's what it was.
Well, yeah, exactly as its name states, right? It's Awesome Zone. And her losing her concentration gets Okarun and Ida slammed back into the ground. So, and the sound that Momo made when this happened was so damn funny. They put like a bunch of reverb on it. She was like, like as she got stunned. It reminded me of old school fighting games, like when getting KO'd and the character having their last gasp echo.
And it like slow motions their back, and they're like,
yeah. It reminded me of that, and it was just so damn good. I loved all of the mantis shrimp love that they had in the episode. I loved it all. And then just the way that Science Sadu handled the probably very difficult underwater animation It was just very well done.
Oh yeah, it looked really good. Like it was done very well.
Yeah, they handled it very, very well. I was impressed and extremely happy with the episode.
Me too.
So those are kind of like my favorite moments, all my favorite moments. A couple of them funny. And then, yeah. So now I'm just going to go right through
in detail
the entirety of the episode.
Hell yeah.
And we can touch on things as we go.
Cool.
So we start right where we left off from episode 8. Transformed Ida jumping into the fray, saving the light of her eye, her flame in the dark, Okudun.
Mm-hmm.
Again, she looks just awesome here. As mentioned earlier, she starts getting like embarrassed seeing Okudun naked on the ground, covering her face, but she slowly gets more into it as she rambles and then reveals the full acrobatic silky face. So we're seeing the same kind of personality change that we see with Okudun's transformation, except Ida, she goes from clueless cutesy to horny and confident.
Yeah.
Now, Serpian green. I'm going to use green, purple, and red to differentiate the 3 Serpians.
Oh, the 3.
Yeah, because their eyes are different colors. Because I didn't really know how best to refer to
all them.
Whoever we're talking about. Yeah, and I just was like, all right, maybe I can just use their eyes. So Serpian green, along with Dover Demon, who is the boxer shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Interrupt and go on about this being why Ida is able to enter the void space that they created. But oh well, because now they will take Ida's banana organs as well.
I just love the constant like, we want your banana.
Right.
I love that.
Acrobatic Ida, I'm going to call her transformation, takes them on while Okudun frantically goes looking for clothes. The poor guy can't catch a break. We get a look at Ida's new ability and speed. As the name implies, it's very, very acrobatic. When she basically mantles Dover Demon, it just looked, that little portrayal looks so good, the way they animated it, really giving you the impression that Dover Demon really isn't in her league at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't in her league. Serpian Green is able to repel Ida's attack with some kind of counter technique, calling it Serpian form serpogrammetry. Mm-hmm. But also kind of doing some friendly fire to Dover Demon in the process. Ida's able to easily avoid all of Dover Demon's attacks. She's just better, including its named attack, Jet Punch, which ends up getting directed towards Okudun at one point while he's looking for clothes, and then he gets sent flying, just like he's flying through the air holding his nuts. Just you get like a nice butt shot there.
Yeah, even when he gets like super punched, he's still trying to hide his nut.
I just love the emphasis on it, right?
Yeah. Like
it's funny. Not a lot of anime would go out of their way to do it. They just like not drawing the genitals.
Yeah.
So he's now just laying there in the background behind Ida, out of focus, but it's just a silly little touch that he's laying there, and he's just continually tormented. You can see for a moment, I don't know if you noticed, when Serpian Green starts its next attack of the one of that name last time, the Serpian form, whatever, serpogrammetry, that there are 3 holes in its left hand with the skin outward. So it's actually like shooting this attack directly from the inside of its hands.
I did not notice that.
So like it's looking like it's not like a telekinesis attack. At least this one, it looked like kind of like it was shooting projectiles out of its hands. But maybe it's more of I don't know if that's more of it, like maybe compressing whatever telekinesis power it's using, and it's shooting that like a projectile out of its hand.
Yeah.
but we know that it has mechanical parts, right? So maybe it's actually shooting physical projectiles out of its hand in that moment.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I did notice that. I thought that was interesting.
Well, they do seem like mechanical creatures, though. Anyways, like when they get their mechanical dicks out or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
but it's hard to tell because they have like that humanoid skin over them at first, right? And you're like, okay, but then all of a sudden they're once that gets all destroyed, they're in their Serpian form. But then maybe that Serpian form maybe they're like, I don't know if they're android aliens or if like there's alien, in what is it? Men in Black. You have the little tiny aliens. I'm going to mess this up because I'm not really like hugely into Men in Black, but there's like the tiny alien like controlling somebody or something.
Yeah, the one that's like hold on. Oh man, but I used to know MIB a lot. The Ethereans, no. I know who you're talking about. Like they're inside.
So they're inside like essentially a suit.
Yeah.
Like controlling.
The Targaryens. No, what are they called? There's something like that. And like Orion's belt.
So maybe there's just like a little tiny alien in this.
Oh yeah, maybe.
In this suit. I don't know. There probably isn't. I'm just throwing it out there. I just think it's interesting that they seem like they're like cyborgish.
Yeah. And it seems like they're compensating for something, so you could.
Oh, they very much are for their metallic.
Since they want everyone's bananas, Well, and that,
So I just thought that I just wanted to point that out because it seemed like they wanted to put a little emphasis on that on his hand.
Okay.
But they didn't really sit on it too long. So yeah, but Ida continues to make easy work out of Dover Demon and up kicks it directly into the ceiling head first. Displaying the incredible power of her kicks.
Oh yeah.
But while she is distracted, Serpian Green telekinesis slams Ida into the wall, knocking her out of her full transformation and is able to hold her there without much effort. While Ida is in this position, she is still confident in herself as the chosen one. That was good. I like that she's still, holding on to this. But while she is distracted by Serpian Green, Dover Demon takes this moment to absolutely crush her through the wall with a devastating punch. Ida's lying there like pretty defenseless, clearly hurt by that. That was a big hit. And then in heroic fashion, Okudun blasts through a pile of tables with some of his turbo granny power, of course, covering up his groin. And then starts like, it was kind of funny the way he did it, but he was like strafing to the side while talking to them.
Yeah, trying to not show any like, too much of anything.
Yeah, so he strafed like all the way to Ida's side, and he yells out, like she mentioned something about like him still being naked, and he yells out that there are things more important than clothes, and transforms right on the spot. But unfortunately, with the three Serpians together, they're able to use their power Awesome Zone to forcefully hold Okudun and Ida down.
And Okudun is in a very revealing position in front of Ida.
Yeah.
So I do remember the crab guy. What's his name? The not the crab. The little shrimp, the puncher.
Yeah, Dover Demon.
Was punching him in the head, Okudun, while his ass end was up in front of her as they're just like being held down
his head
there
into the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they kind of mentioned that while this is an effective technique, that they can't actually enter the Awesome Zone on their own. So they use Dover Demon to go just punch him all a lot, which in this moment is very effective. Okudun is able to grab hold of his transformation and break free, letting him absolutely hammer Dover Demon. The freeze frames here are hilarious. Putting a emphasis on Okudun's nakedness, but they also put emphasis on how big the hit was and how surprised the Serpians were in this moment.
I really do like when anime does still like still shots like that.
And they put a lot of emphasis on the art of that slide.
Yes,
like it's very good, and we get a lot of that later, and it's very, very good. Then, but it turns out that the reason this happened and Okarun was able to, break free, is because our true hero of this episode has finally arrived. Our girl Momo is here, and she is pissed. Yeah. She comes in swinging not only towards the aliens, but to Okarun and Ida, catching all the strays. She yells out, "Okarun, you moron! Don't you be making out with this bitch!" Then redirects her attention to the Serpians. Serpian Green goes to get Dover Demon moving. This is like, like you're like, oh my god. And he whips out its long mechanical Serpian wiener,
slithering dick. Yep.
And I don't know, man. It just, It
was a little.
It looked interesting and
caught me off guard. For sure.
But Dover Demon starts pleading, "No, anything but that." And then, then it jams the end of it, which is a giant needle directly into Dover Demon's head. I guess injecting it with something. I'm not really sure what it was, or if it just caused the transformation. Sure. I'm guessing it was an injection, because hence the needle, but causing Dover Demon to transform. But golly gee, this scene was something else. It was like,
it became
that
like a
is
shrimp
an interesting
mantis,
messed up kind of looking direction.
Yeah, it's like a shrimp mantis almost.
Yeah, and it's now much more mantis shrimp like.
Yes,
it's like we got the sense that it was he looked very mantis shrimp like to begin with, but now he really looks like a mantis shrimp, which is awesome. Yeah. A crazier personality, and he's way stronger now, but it looks awesome. And you get a lot of the mantis shrimp's standout features, like its eyes, and then its arms, which instead of having gloves, it now has dactyls, which is what you call the mantis shrimp's hammer or smasher at the end of its raptorial appendage.
They looked like shields to me. Like little
They did. It had, I think it had shield aspects to it. I think he was able to do expand something with them to make them look that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really damn cool and well drawn. So just a little sidebar here. Just a little Lernia on top of that. Not that anyone is asking for it. But there are a couple types of mantis shrimp, which are categorized by the way their raptorial appendage is structured. Scientifically speaking, the two types are spearers and smashers, and the names imply
what they
as
do.
The names imply.
Yeah.
The spears have a spear-like appendage, which they use to stab and grab, and the smashers have the club-like appendage that super punches to break open the likes of mollusks and crustaceans.
Why do you know so much about shrimp mantises?
Because
I've never heard of them until you, like, us watching this, and then after you mentioned it, I was getting stuff on like TikTok about them. I'm like, what?
They're listening. They are listening.
They are listening. This is funny, but I did see one in action, and holy crap! It like punched a crab's like claw off. I'm like, oh my god,
it's crazy.
They are crazy. They are crazy.
And like we find out later in the episode, it's just like, I don't know how often they're actually out of water, but they put emphasis on it being way more powerful and effective.
Oh yeah, in the water.
In the water, right? Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of mantis shrimp, and they all look like awesome in their own way. If I could have, like, if I had a place where I could like have a couple of them, yeah, I probably would.
Would you make them fight?
No. Okay. They might like fight Pokemon? On their own. I don't know. I don't really know their inner workings.
Use tackle. Just put a crab in there. All right.
Use jet punch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so our guy here is a smasher type, as we already knew kind of due to the boxing. But I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, and it was a cool little,
nice little tidbit.
It is a little learn ya moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, back to it. Dover Demon is now fast and strong as hell, and starts proving so very quickly by attacking Okarun and Ida. Momo now is able to snap out of the stun and start pushing back the psychic powers once again, but not before telling Ida to never mention that name again, Ken Takakura, the name that means so much to her. Dover Demon takes out Ida after her attempted attack and gives her the treatment that she gave to it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
By uppercutting her into the ceiling head first, a very creative way to do a callback. Okarun is able to fly in and save her before Dover Demon is able to strike the now defenseless Syra.
Yeah, and then all you see is his cheeks.
Yeah, I mentioned that here. It's funny, but he's fast enough to be able to keep up with its speed and see its attacks. And he is carrying her, and they are now like this nasty little combo. Okarun's speed plus Ida's powerful kicks. Ida gets this crazy hit in there, and we get a lot of emphasis on how acrobatic and powerful that is, but at the same time, we get a nice moonshot of Okarun's booty.
And it was kind of unexpected, too. It's just like
they're just casually putting it in there.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, butt. There's a butt right there.
Yeah, there's just like, it's like right there, like big. Yep, here you go. Here's Okarun's booty. Okarun and Ida are now having this co-op. And this, salsa. It's looking like a crazy dance-like performance from the two of them.
I would say salsa dance.
Yeah.
It looks like salsa fighting, I guess.
Yeah, and in the middle of it, once again, acrobatic Ida gets this little jab that she's now one with Takakura-sama. And
I'm one with Master Takakura.
Somo Somo. I was thinking Sama and Momo, because in my head I was like, maybe I want to go on a little explanation about what Sama is. Sometimes I get a little bit ahead of myself, and then I do things like combining Sama and Momo.
What's Sama?
So Sama is an honorific. It's just essentially, you know how in a previous episode we were talking about Kun and Chan.
Oh yeah.
Those are all honorifics. Is how you refer to somebody, or you refer to someone that you're directly talking to.
Oh, okay. Like it's the right way to like address a person.
Yep. Or or just to speak about someone in general.
Okay.
But Sama specifically is someone you'd refer to that is older than you, that you respect. You're showing respect for them.
Oh, okay.
It'd be someone older than you, or someone that has a higher ranking than you, like in a workplace.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. So, Ida's like showing this respect to Okarun, which is cool. But also at the same time, like kind of just like it's like a lovey-dovey sort of thing.
Okay. Kind of like when they say like senpai or something. Okay.
Yep.
Also, I didn't know they were called honorifics. Never heard that until now.
Yeah. Yep.
Did not know that. Cool.
And then
learning things every day.
But yeah, right before I combined multiple words in my head and said them. Yeah. Momo immediately jumps in on it, which was funny because it just seems
jealous.
like Ida's just like she's knowing of this little bit of jealousy, and she's sending it like this. She's just poking at Momo's jealousy a little bit there. It's funny, and kind of like a very splendidly timed comedic moment. After Momo mentions them getting blown away, Turbo Okarun uses one of Momo's most cherished lines once again. I am an awkward fellow after all. Instantly stun banging Momo like before. And, like she loses concentration again, and they get slammed into the ground again. It's so good.
Loses her composure, her concentration.
Yep. Very, very good. Now, things start to get crazy. The water turns green, and it starts to shift and essentially swallow everyone up. The floor disappears. Everything is now covered in this green hue. And knowing what this means, shit is about to get crazy.
Oh yeah.
Right. And anytime we start getting these hues, things are getting crazy.
Something new is happening.
And crazy it gets. Everything is made of water now. Even the walls and the ceiling. A giant shadow passes over them as something starts to lurk above them, swimming above them. It's here.
Hunting.
The Nessie monster. And now they are at a massive disadvantage, which is why I hate the ocean. I don't want to be in the ocean because I'm at a massive disadvantage. And everything in there is has a huge advantage.
We're not Kevin Costner. We don't have fins on our hands and feet.
Exactly. And we can't breathe underwater. Like, we move like we're in slow motion underwater. Even if, I don't care how agile and how great of a swimmer you are, you're getting effed up by anything that wants to F you up in the water.
Open ocean terrifies me. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I never want to be in any situation. I would want to, if I was ever in the middle of the ocean, I would just pray for just a heart attack. Just kill me, please. Because I would not be able to deal with it.
Back in school, I had a friend who just constantly was so confident that he would be able to take on a shark in the water. And I hated him for it. I was like, you are so insane.
I feel like every school had a kid like that. Like, no, you couldn't. You have asthma, dude. How are you going to fight a shark?
You can't even, you won't even be able to fight.
You can't even, you're living. You can't even win against your own lungs, bro. Come on.
Right.
Water, no.
Yeah. So yeah, they're now at a massive disadvantage. And but see, it's another good scene. So Okudun yells out, super excited that this is Nessie. He's like, it's Nessie. Prompting another awesome moment from Ida and Momo. Ida finds Okudun's mention of Nessie super cute, and Momo is over it and starts yelling.
She like pushes past them.
She goes in between them. Yeah. She's like, tries to push him to the side. But it doesn't do anything. Ida starts gushing over him, like clearly, like he's fanboying over Nessie right now.
Yeah.
And while he's trying to decide if he should call it a Kamissi, since they are in Kamigoye City.
A Kamissi.
And Momo can't stop it, and she's just annoyed. It's really damn cute. While this is happening, the Serpians are complaining to Nessie that it wasn't able to take care of Momo earlier on when everyone was separated. So, like, referring to the episode prior when they first got into this void. Serpian Green threatens a 60% pay cut, and Nessie instantly cuts him in half with its beam attack. They are not as in control as they would like. Momo, Ida, and Okudun start screaming, as they should, and swimming away as fast as they can, while the remaining Serpians continue to annoy Nessie.
I also like when they started to swim away, they kind of just left Ida kind of by herself. She's like, wait, why are you running?
Yeah, so she, like, as they're swimming away, Ida is falling behind. Like, she's not as athletic as them. She gets blasted, like, straight into the ceiling abyss. Like, so you've got the water that they're swimming in where the floor disappeared, and then you got the hallway, but the ceiling being turned into water, it's its own new abyss of water. So she gets blasted upwards into that.
There's a scene coming up that hopefully you mention. That way I can mention it. But
I probably will. So this attack turns out to be a special attack called Business Pounce by Dover Demon, who is now far more effective in water, which is fair. But funny enough, Dover Demon is still humanoid and can't breathe underwater. So he has to, after that attack, go up for air.
Yeah.
But we also find out
drowning.
Yeah, right. But we also find out here that Turbo Granny can't swim, meaning that a transformed Okarun cannot swim either, because so he transforms to go underwater and he starts like nearly drowning.
Oh, so wait, did you see the intercuts of like the real life mantis shrimp?
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted, because like we're going past that scene.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know if you were going to mention it or not, because I really I actually like laughed.
I think that's what spurred on my. You're talking about like when they actually bring the picture of the actual mantis shrimp.
Yeah, when they're swimming away.
Yeah. I think that helped me kind of spur on the want to talk about them a little bit.
Oh, okay. I just, because like I did not expect to see live action.
Right. Yeah, that was good. So while we are in this frantic moment, we get one of the more incredible scenes between Momo and Okarun. They get into an argument, but they both finally get to speak out their feelings that it's kind of been building up. And it's like, in order to get to this, they argue a little bit, and it's not the best time, but it really makes the scene feel a bit more meaningful, because it's like, it's in this heated moment and it's just, they got to get it out.
Yeah.
So it's spurred on by Momo telling Okarun to not make things harder for her, referring to him doing something that puts him in harm's way, and her needing to make up for whatever that is. And with this gets the frustrated feelings that Okarun has been feeling and having to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So they yell out back and forth. Momo really letting out what it looked like for her when she found Okarun and Ida, which pushes Okarun to take hold and grab onto one of Momo's hands. Yeah, because so
when they were behind when he was like on
basically
her or
the incident. Yes. The incident that caused this. So he grabs onto one of Momo's hands as she's like, kind of like, when someone points in your face, it's not a great feeling, like especially if they're like really going at you for something. So he grabs her hand, but
I really do like that moment, because it relates to me, because like with me and my girlfriend, like if like she's freaking out or something, and maybe I could do this a lot more, but just the one thing that can calm her down is just like take her hand, like, hey, make sure it's just like a nice moment, like to take someone's hand when they're freaking out, because then it's just like, hey, I got you, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what he's basically saying to her, because like, hey, I know you're freaking out about this, but let me explain everything to you.
Exactly.
Taking that like not necessarily intimate, but personal, intimate moment to be like, hey, listen.
Yeah, it's a deep, open moment. And then, so he's seeing how much this has been weighing on Momo's mind. He can see that, and he recognizes it. And he pleads with her to let him explain. He doesn't get to explain what happened, but he does get to show her how much he cares in the way that he speaks to her. Like a lot of things, the way that you speak to someone is like, it's incredibly important. How much her view and opinion of him matters, and that she has a proper understanding of everything.
Yeah.
And the music helps a lot here. I love the little score that they're using there. But this was a wonderful moment from Okarun that hit me in the feels and certainly opened Momo's eyes a bit. You could tell it was hitting her with the emotion in her eyes and the change in her expression.
Yeah. Good scene. Like they did a close up of like her face and just God, this show is so gorgeous. Like,
right.
Oh man.
And but Momo gets flustered and pushes his hand away, finally calling him a pervert because he's naked and holding her hand.
You're saying all of this while you're naked?
Yeah.
Like making it like it's his fault.
And then, but it doesn't. The great moment between them two doesn't end yet. Okarun pushes her out of harm's way from an incoming attack, and then they have a brief moment underwater where they are in each other's arms, and they're kind of like floating there. And it was just a pretty beautiful moment.
Yeah.
And they swim back up, and that's over, but this sparks an idea for Momo for how to traverse the situation. Treating Okunun like he's a slippery fish with her psychic powers.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Her psychic hands to propel him forward at high speed while riding him.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I actually forgot about that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm like, as I'm following along, I have like stills and stuff so I can follow along. I absolutely forgot about that.
Gotcha. God, I love Momo's on the fly thinking and her creativity. She's like, all of that is really shining here. She's kind of shining here. So by doing this, using this newfound technique, they're finally able to make their way up to the ceiling portion to save Ida, pulling her out of the water. And once again, Momo, using her creative mind, resuscitates Ida with her psychic hands. And then continuing on from there, Momo, with her tactical and strategic ideas, tells Ida that they both need to undress because it's harder to move in the water with clothes. And that is very, very true.
That is true.
Have you ever tried to swim with jeans on? I have.
Yes, I have too. I've fallen in water before. Not fun.
Yeah.
And like, if you have your shoes on and socks on, awful.
Now, we see after that Dover Demon is upset that they were able to escape upwards. And we also see here that Serpian Purple is dead because its head has been blown off.
Oh, yeah. And there's like wires.
Yeah, you see like wires, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, it's like some kind of cyborg alien?
Yeah, I like your theory on that actually. Because like I don't know, I feel like that it makes sense.
Yeah. So now Serbian Red is fleeing as fast as it can swim from Nessie, because apparently Nessie just assaults everything in sight. So Red devises a plan to bring all of their strengths together by merging into one by using its PP body cable, which it just comes from his groin as expected. We get the incredible underwater battle. And as I kind of mentioned, I'm impressed that Saiyan Sadu was able to pull this off so well. But I guess I shouldn't really be that surprised by them anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, this scene looks awesome.
The merged Serpo, Dover Demon, and Nessie look insane. And the visuals of its first big attack at our trio is damn good.
Oh, yeah. It opens up his face and just like a beam shoots out of them. Or it.
Yep. And they are barely able to avoid it, but it looks amazing. The high compression water beam like blast following and blasting away behind them as they evade. It was just awesome, and it looked great. Very well done. Now they need to rise to the top and get air, but are also in shock of that massive attack. Luckily, this gives them the chance to see how it gathers the power for this attack from above, which creates a new target of attack for them, its neck. And so they dive back in to get close. And Acroira separates from the group and uses her impressive hair to tie and constrict its neck so that it can't use its high compression attack. She proceeds to attack at high speed to deliver a devastating blow, but is met with an incredibly massive punch by the Dover Demon portion of this new giant monster. Its arms quickly follow up with massive hits on Ida and send her flying up and out of the water in devastating fashion. And then that causes that hair tie around the neck to be broken. And now it's quickly able to fire at Momo and Okunun. And once again, they're barely able to avoid the attack, but they're also able to flee and pick Ida back up at high speed as they are evading, but also in a panic. Okunun's freaking out, but Momo is keeping her usual clear head gathering information that Okudun's kind of spitting out in his panic about mantis shrimp punches. And at this moment, they are finally hit by one of the blasts, separating them, leaving Momo face to face. And now we get, in my opinion, this is just such a badass moment. We get the most badass moment from Momo here.
Oh, yeah.
The incredible setup.
What's that? Some of the best angles, too. I'll add.
Yeah. The shit talk from Serpo about how it should kill Momo. And she's welcoming it like a absolute badass, showing zero emotion or fear. She has to be perfect here, and she is. It falls right into her setup and attacks just how she predicts it will. This moment is played out in such a phenomenal way, wonderfully drawn, heavy hitting slides, portraying the moment of Momo's counter. Just before Serpo's mantis arms can crush Momo in this attack, she raises her arms as if preparing for a spirit bomb, then slamming the spirit bomb down. Only it's her psychic power, blowing away all of the water around them and causing the Dover Demon arms to implode into shreds in its weakest moment, mid-attack and out of water.
Looks so good.
Those slides were amazing. Yeah. They looked amazing.
Like the dark lines of like the drawing, like those the still parts just are so good looking.
And it really, for me, gives a lot of detail to something that happens in such an instant that I think that was the best possible way to do that.
Portray it, yeah.
Then, in a last-ditch effort, now armless, it drags Momo underwater with its mouth in an attempt to drown her or kill her with its blast. But Acroada is able to step in. So she latches on to its jaw with her hair, giving Turbo Okudun a physical path to go full throttle at Serpo.
Hell yeah.
Momo does something else incredible here under this high pressure, which she usually does. She understands what's happening and uses her psychic arms to reach along the hair all the way to Okudun, giving him a safe pathway to them and through the impending blast.
Yeah, it's like an air path, I think, or something.
Basically, yeah.
No water.
It's awesome. It's great. And he's able to use this path to grab Momo safely and blow Serpo away with full throttle.
Cerbro.
And just like that, it's all over.
Mm-hmm. We go back to...
And here we are. Back in reality. Okudun, butt naked.
Yep.
On top of Momo. In each other's embrace. All sopping wet. They both start breathing heavily, almost having drowned. In extreme relief, having survived and being on a hard floor. Slowly losing it in a laughter a little bit because the floor is so hard and I don't know, in a very suggestive position that might make something else hard.
Yep.
Then reality really hit, including for me because this was another straight up jaw dropping moment for me where I just sat there like, holy shit. So yeah, they are back in school now where everyone is naked on the floor. And yes, of course, everyone is seeing it all. And
it's not like one or two students. It's literally like
everybody.
Their whole class.
Yeah. And then you see like a little dude like laying on the ground with his phone out. And he's like, I guess he's probably taking pictures or video or something. But it was great. And the animation for it, they animate it in such a great way, portraying how silly this moment really is. And
it reminds me of Peanuts. You know, like Charlie Brown, like that kind of drawing with how good, with a backdrop of how good Don Don already looks. So it's a weird contrast, but also like you said,
it's different from what you're normal to see, but it really does a great job at this is just a silly moment.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just a goof scene.
And then they start running naked through the hallways. Okudun having to continue to cover his junk, and Ida meeting up with them. Also in a full-blown panic. Yeah. And And right there it ends. What a great episode.
It was good. It was really good.
So, what would you rate this episode? What are your thoughts on?
Still a 9. Still a 9.
A 9?
I
Okay.
think we'll go with 9, yeah.
Okay.
And the only reason why it's not a 10 is because, like, I don't know. Like how you do it. Like, you just don't want to give everything a 10 because it just seems that's the only reason.
Yeah.
I could save 10 for more, like, whoa moments for me, like, later down the line. Yeah. I guess.
For me, it's a 9.5.
Okay.
It's just another great episode. It's not quite perfect, but it's really damn good. Once again, it's just keeping pace with all the other episodes. It's just like a little bit of awesome moments for me that give it that 0.5.
Yeah.
Now, episode 10.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a cattle mutilation? So my funny / favorite moments of this episode. Momo and Okurun finally actually getting to talk about the incident. And then Miku, who is Momo's friend, Miku having her love triangle investigation scene thereafter.
Oh, yeah.
More Ida character development. I'll talk about the scene a little bit more in a bit, but it's just another amazing moment for her. We get possibly one of the greatest brawls ever. We get the sushi brawl of the century. And then Momo's impression and first love reveal.
Oh yeah. Where I come in. Sorry, because he's ginger. Whenever I say ginger in anime, I'm like, represent.
Before I get started on the episode, you got anything you'd like to say about it?
No, and I think if I do, as we go along, I'll bring it up. Yeah, I do like the opening. I was actually a little confused on where they were at first. I'm like, wait, we went from this to whatever the hell this lady is.
Dude, I love the opening so much.
I was just confused. I'm like, did I pick something different? Wait, am I on the other account?
Man, did I love the opening.
Yeah.
So, to segue off that, we open this episode to a woman in a chair turned away from us, questioning someone and slapping what looks like some kind of kinky whip in her hand, but is probably just a duster or something.
Yeah, probably.
Heavy interrogation vibes here. She's asking someone, "Are you making a fool of me?" And then spins her chair around. And she's kind of hot, not gonna lie. And the school nurse. And she's actively interrogating our crew, Momo, Ida, and Okurun. They look absolutely dejected and worn down. And it's understandable after the incident they just had. Then we get a look at her school ID. And I just, it's amazing. I kind of died. She has the same exact look and expression that she has right now on her photo. And she goes by Queen Sensei. And I think I fell in love with her at that moment.
I think I have a new nickname for my girlfriend.
It was great. And then in the middle of her interrogation of them, they are interrupted by some baldy. That's right. I may be bald-ing, but what Queen Sensei says goes. So he's a damn baldy. And then whip confirmed, because she whips Baldy into shape. I love that scene. So Queen Sensei leaves them in her office now, and the breakdown of their humiliating naked hallway spree starts hitting. And we get an in-depth discussion of their current situation. Aliens targeting Okurun for Turbo Granny's power, a nicer way of saying his banana, and now potentially targeting Ida for her new acrobatic silky powers.
Yeah. And then she just makes it off to no, but I'm the chosen one.
Yep. I love that she still has that in her mind.
Yeah, me too.
So then he's going over this, and Ida's sitting there gushing over him. She locks eyes with an unamused Momo. And
yeah.
And then
because doesn't he say something like, well, now that you have powers, they're gonna come get you, and he's like, and she's like, oh, he's so worried about me.
well, yeah, that and like I think she like between that and the fact that she just loves to see him gush about things, like and like get into that Okudun mode, and she just like she loves that. She loves to hear him talk about her, and it like she just sits there and fawns. But yeah, so that happens. They lock eyes, and she's unamused, and then Okudun through this discussion comes to an astonishing conclusion that yokai and demons are protecting the Earth from an alien invasion. Then he is quickly saddened by both Momo and Ida not really paying attention to all of that.
Yeah, it's just like the classic like nerd talking about his thing, and then the girls are just like, whatever.
Yep.
Even though like they've seen all of this stuff, like it should be less crazy for someone to talk like that.
Mm-hmm. Then Ida's friends burst onto the scene out of nowhere to get her and take her away. As pretty much just as Ida is trying to plan to blame Momo for them all being naked in the hallway. And now this gives Momo a chance to confront Okudun again and give him a chance to finally explain what happened with Ida. And I absolutely love this scene. He tells her everything from Ida trying to kiss him and then falling on top of her because they got into this little scuffle, and to the reason he was even there in the first place. Everything comes into the clear, and you can see how happy Momo gets and immediately starts to try to pry more into Okudun's feelings. Every little part of the scene I just loved. Okudun opening up but shying away a little because you can tell he's nervous. You can like hear it in his voice, to Momo's subtle nudging as he calmly does his best to explain everything to her. To her getting surprised, finding out that he has this vain side to him, to the glimmer in her eyes, and the change to almost immediate happiness and a desire to start poking fun and teasing him.
That's how you know the girl likes you. She'll make fun of you.
Yeah. And then the moment they are having, like, he goes to walk away and Momo like stops him. She says his name, and she's fiddling with her hair, and she's clearly trying to muster up some kind of courage to speak out loud her feelings. And her damn friends barge in to break it all up, just as we were about to get it. Damn it!
Almost.
Yeah, and this is like I'm at this point. I'm already absolutely loving this episode, and this next scene just was like, I'm like, how is this shit so damn good? Just how? Because right from that amazing scene, we get immediately right into another where we find Momo's friends to actually be cool as hell. Her friend, at least in my opinion, her friend Miko shuts off all the lights. She comes in, except for one, and they use that light like a detective lamp. And like a detective, she tries to put all of the information together to figure out exactly what happened. And she comes to the conclusion that it's a love triangle between Okudun, Momo, and Ida, and there was a nude gladiator combat. I mean, it's just brilliant, and she gets all the possible stars from me for that scene, and coming to that amazing conclusion.
Yes, I would agree. I really like the scene because it shows like they're friends now in like a different light, because they were just more like side characters. Now we see,
Yeah, and we could tell they were friends, right? Like, we just didn't get anything from them. I actually had to go. I don't know if their names are ever actually said. I don't think they are. Maybe they might be in the manga. I could be wrong. Maybe I just missed them because of how little we've seen them.
Yeah.
But I had to go look up to see what Miku's name was. Um, just so I didn't want to refer to her as the brunette friend. I'm guessing you didn't know her name, right?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, so. I don't know if they mentioned that.
Yeah. But yeah, her name's Miko. Yeah, no last name that I know of.
Okay.
And then you get this like little tidbit about Momo trying to learn how to punch from the mantis shrimp. Like she makes this, she comes up with this conclusion in her head when Momo, like before they get attacked by the aliens again, like, and Momo's having that moment where she's like zoning out and just staring at this shrimp and seems like she's just completely depressed. But she comes up with this. She's like, she was there with the mantis shrimp trying to learn how to punch from it while in class, so that she could knock Ida out because she was jealous of her. And then they have like the little standoff, and it was cute as hell. And I just feel like I need more of this interaction from Momo and Miko, because they have like this awesome little friend back and forth, and I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah, me too. I do like it.
That was an awesome scene. Love it. And then we cut back to Ida. And this is just another, I just love this.
Yeah, this is a good scene. Like, building character now for...
Yeah, I mean, we've been getting that build too, right? And this is just another moment. Mm-hmm. But we cut to her, and she's surrounded by her other friends and all these students. And she tells them all that she is mammoth happy. Because, she's like in love with Okardu now. Mm-hmm. And she's very happy about it. But she doesn't want to talk about it right now. And then she gets this insane little grin. It's like a devious grin on her face, and she has this inner dialogue about how well it's all going, and that this incident's just gonna go away, and she's not gonna have to explain anything. But right after, one of her friends just spits it right out, comes out and guesses that Momo did this to her, and it's not good because you're just like, what is Ida going to do here? As things start to spiral, everyone starts talking about Momo, including
they're all like
the rumor that Ida once spread about her.
Yeah, like they're all like turning against Momo.
Yep,
like a revolt.
Yeah, you get that it's like that mob mentality starts happening, and everyone is but yeah, Ida does pretty much the absolute best thing, and confesses to everyone around her that she spread the fake rumor about Momo. And that, like, Ida's character development is just so damn good, I feel like. And I'm very, very happy with this moment.
Yep.
She tells all of them that it's her fault and to stop speaking badly of Momo. And she walks out of the classroom, leaving all the students stunned. This was, like, the moment that happened when she made the decision to say what she said and to clear Momo of that rumor and take that on herself in front of everybody was like a massive moment, and it was an A++ moment for me. And I don't know, I love that moment.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the contrast to where we were just seeing her like, oh, my plan's working, and then to immediately like see like what she did, what it's causing right now, like you said, the mob mentality, and it's just getting out of hand. Finally, having
and the way like you could see how easy it is for teenagers and young adults to get into this mentality when they're around other friends, to start talking badly about other people because, now it feels okay because somebody else is talking that way, things like that. And it was amazing for her to take this stance and make that decision in a high pressure situation.
Oh yeah. Where most people would just give in to the peer pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And
then Ida, on her way out, she starts to cry as she's walking away. You can tell that she's trying hard to hold it in. And I give like big props to her voice actor, Ayana Sakura. Because you couldn't see it, but you could feel it. Like you couldn't see her face, but you could hear it, and you could feel that she was like trying to hold it in, and then it was just coming out.
Yeah.
I think I
did. Yeah, I think I did get that from my voice actor as well.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of interested. I might watch that in sub.
Yeah, it was subtle, but it was great, and she did a wonderful job there. And like her image means image to others means a lot to her. Yeah. And she might have just ruined that, at least in her eyes. So it's understandable that like this was a decision. It's one of those decisions where just like you didn't when you make it, it doesn't hit you, but afterwards, it just like it hits.
It's just like, did I make the right choice?
Yeah,
but she did.
But like but yeah, I think it's like the possibility of like how things have just changed in that moment.
Yeah.
And now we're outside and she's giving herself hell. She's like yelling that she's an idiot, baka baka baka, and like slamming her head against the bench. And then until Momo shows up, and they have a moment together. Arda is trying to push Momo away, not wanting to admit that she didn't badmouth Momo like she told her she planned to do.
Mm-hmm.
But Momo just reads her perfectly. Like she has this sense, and she's always been like great about this. Like she has this intuition almost. And she just reads her perfectly. And before we get to have that moment with her and Ida, where Ida potentially just like actually admits what she said, and we come full circle, we are interrupted. Dover Demon is back, bleeding some white fluid profusely. And he's not
injected with,
and he's not upgraded anymore. He's not the upgraded version. He's back to his boxer form. Ida transforms. Her and Momo prepare to react, and it's just and it just straight up collapses after saying that it needs to earn a living for its family. It also says something that is said a few times previously, like as
Chiquitita.
It's fighting. Yeah, Chiquitita. It's a kind of a tongue twister for me. Chiquitita. You have a dream. And like I'm asking myself, like, has it been repeating something that something else has been said to it, or is it just a phrase? I have no idea what this means at the moment. And Momo asks if it's okay, and its eyes tear up right into a flashback, and we get the answer. We find out that Chiquitita is its son. As we see the child crying as his daddy leaves. It's not a long flashback, but it's a very interesting one.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Momo, Ida, and Okurun bring it back to their house, and they bandage it up, fix it up. And then they show Dover Demon to the number one granny in my book, Seiko. Seiko says that he's not an alien, but a kappa.
Which word is that? Because I've heard that before. Is that like a demon?
I honestly am not too familiar with that.
Okay.
But that's what she refers to it as. But Momo continues to push that he's an alien, and Okurun says that there are theories that kappa are actually aliens.
Yeah.
And then he gets up, looking like he might try to attack, but instead kneels down and starts to cry after receiving care and food. And he proclaims that he will never, ever bring harm to them ever again. We cut to the scene that we live for. At least I live for this. Effortlessly provides. Everyone is eating together, and it turns into an absolutely hilarious all-out brawl. Dover Demon What's up?
No, I was just gonna say because Grandma keeps fighting people.
Yeah. Dover Demon is eating all the fatty tuna, so Seiko drop kicks him in the face. And then Okradun ate Turbo Kitty's sea urchin, so she drop kicks him in the face. Momo and Ida are fighting over a plate. Seiko continues to beat the hell out of Dover Demon, telling him to stick to cucumber rolls. And it just cycles through the chaos. And I just love that. They do it so well. It's funny. It's like a sigh, like a kind of like a sigh of relief moment. It's fun. It's actually good. It's well done.
It's like we're all friends here now. It's like a good feel.
Yeah.
Type thing.
And then we get an explanation. Dover Demon's son is ill, and the sickness is pretty brutal. All of his blood leaves his body with his urine and feces. Very crazy illness. And his son will die unless he's given new blood every day. And then we learn that his wife also died from the same illness. And we get to learn a little bit about him. While some things here are indecipherable, I don't know how they handled it in the dub. But we do learn that his home is a war zone and can't provide currency to him, which is why he must go around to earn foreign currency, hence being hired by the Serbians.
That's portrayed the same.
But how do they portray like some things that they are undecipherable?
Undecipherable?
Yeah, because like in the, I just don't know how they do it in the dub. Maybe they don't. They just skip over it altogether. But in the subtitled version, there's things that he says that Momo can't understand, and they're like in instead of just taking it out, they put in the subtitles place like symbols. So I just don't know how they portrayed that in the dub. Maybe they just left it out altogether.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't really remember that. All he talked about was like his people could be like bodyguards.
So they probably just didn't. They probably just left it out altogether.
Oh, okay.
For the dub.
Well, because I know he was talking about like he was like a weaker version.
Yeah, they get to that, but yeah, so you just didn't get it at all then.
I don't think so.
So. Yeah, he talks about how they all have powerful bodies and they have these bodyguard jobs, and then like something else, but it was undecipherable to Momo. He calls himself weak and a degenerate. And then we get our boy Okradun. He's empathetic, the empathetic kid that he is. Feels terrible and offers up his weenie so that he can get paid, and then he can later go reclaim it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he says like, well, we can get it back though. Like the confidence of giving your dick to an alien and having the confidence of like, yeah, we can get it back.
Yeah.
But that just shows how much of a hero he is.
Dover Demon's like saying nice things about Okradun, but anybody says something and Momo gets stun banged again because of it.
Because he says his name.
He's like calling Okradun Mr. Ken Takakura.
Yeah.
So that was funny. So she gets stun banged again. And then we get another banger. Just banger after banger. As Dover Demon starts to just get up and walk away because he's like, he doesn't want to be a burden to them. He thanks them. Seiko can smell his blood, and it like stinks. It's familiar. It's something that she's smelled before. And then in comes the audible moo. And Dover Demon is presented with a carton of milk. His blood is the same as cow milk. Yep, that's right. But it's good news. It's an easy fix, but it's damn good news. Everyone is amazed, as they should be. And Dover Demon seems incredibly happy, which is awesome. Beautiful and incredible, Seiko Ayase has saved the day and makes Dover Demon cry all the tears of happiness.
I do find it funny that. Well, yeah, keep going.
Okay. Then he leaves pretty quickly after that. Dover Demon leaves them in the most alien way possible, in a giant UFO.
The ET way.
Abducting the cow that was provided to him as the crew looks on. They just beam it up. Like you see in those, like the classic kind of like tropey thing is like for UFOs to abduct cows.
Abduct cows and to probe them and whatnot, yeah.
And then, but Okudun is like clearly amazed and happy to see the UFO as like the wind's blowing everything away.
Yeah.
And but they now have a wonderful ally in the Dover Demon. Will we see him again? I hope so.
I think so, because I was going to say, I find it funny that they only gave him one cow. That's not going to live forever. So he'll probably have to come back for more milk.
Yeah. Or I'll find a way to breed him.
Yeah, that's
like, or clone him or something.
Yeah.
But hopefully we see him again, regardless, because we like that character now. Just when we thought, at least I thought, the episode couldn't get any better, it just does, again. We get Momo, Ida, and Okudun bowing down to Seiko, as they should, pleading with her to buy them new uniforms. Seiko standing over them like the queen that she is. She agrees to buy uniforms for Okudun and Ida, but not Momo, at least until a condition is met. Momo has to do an impersonation of Hiroshi Abe until Seiko says she can stop. Are you familiar with,
no, I didn't really understand what that is.
Gotcha. He's an actor.
Oh, okay.
So Momo goes into her impression, and it's so funny. Like
rocket engine valve. That's all I remember.
Yeah. And Ida starts dying of laughter. I love that because it just feels like this whole shell, like the shell's coming off, kind of like she doesn't want to. I feel like she doesn't want to admit that she actually likes Momo now.
Yeah.
But I feel like that laughter is her getting more comfortable to that thought. And it was just nice to see her feel more comfortable. And Okudun thinks it's cute. Seiko thinks it's actually irritating because she thinks it's not a good impression, but it's actually hilarious. And she says this thing from, I believe it to be the rocket engine thing. I think it's from a show called Downtown Rocket that he stars in.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's from that. Then the doorbell rings, and Seiko's like, "You got to go answer the door like this." And this is where we finally get to meet the other character from the intro and the second episode. Momo calls him Gigi.
Gigi?
Gigi.
Is that how you pronounce it? Okay.
I think that's just a nickname.
Oh.
I don't think it's, I can't remember what it is. I saw it, but we'll probably get the actual name next episode.
Okay.
And, Momo is just kind of stunned and suddenly blushing quite a bit. Not only is it just too good how Momo answered the door, but we get the juiciest of information. Gigi is Momo's childhood friend, and that's not all. He's her first love. Immediately cut to Okudun in immediate panic mode. And they it looks like they lock eyes through Momo's, they must lock eyes because you get the reflection through Okudun's glasses, of him directly, and he's
looking at him unamused too, who's this dude?
And that's where it ends with a bang.
Yeah,
so damn good.
And I like how they turn it around now, because the past few episodes have been Momo kind of jealous and oh, what's going on, this, and now it's
the tables
all
have
of a
turned.
sudden
How the turntables table.
Yep. So I really like them kind of doing that.
I love it. It's now so good. Great reveal. You mentioned it previously, whenever we gonna see this other guy from the intro,
Yeah.
And we weren't sure when it was going to happen. Maybe it was going to be like a late reveal. And as it is late, we still have a couple episodes left, though, which is good.
Yeah.
So I'll get to learn more about him. Great reveal. I loved it. That
absolutely
wonderful, fantastic episode. What did you think about it? What would you rate it? And what are your thoughts?
I would give it actually a 9.5. Like, I actually liked it a little bit better than the previous episode. Like, action is awesome, but like when you can make me feel something for the characters and actually not care that any fighting is going on, if that makes sense. Like, when I'm interested in just like drama and like, you know, like the story of it, like that's how you know, at least to me, in my opinion, it's like a really good episode. And
absolutely,
I like when you can hold my attention that way, in a more intelligent way, an emotional way, instead of just, you know, big bang boom.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I get that for sure.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm very close to a 10 out of 10 for this one.
Okay.
But I think I give it a 9.7. Yes, I'm giving it a couple more points.
Okay.
This episode had a load of developments. One of my favorites that I mentioned earlier, an important one for Ida, who has turned into an amazing character.
Yes.
The way that they managed to pack so much genuinely great content and at a perfect pace is just a sight to behold.
Yes. Outside
of the action, you just get it all with this episode. Well freaking done. Once again. We've got 2 episodes left, folks. And I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if you're ready either.
Like, I'm excited for the next 2 episodes, but knowing that like we'll probably have to wait who knows how long, if it even gets a season 2.
Oh, it will. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
I mean, announced. Yeah, better. All right, good.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not 100% sure on that one. I can't remember if I already mentioned it or saw it, but I'm pretty sure it was.
I feel like it better because, like, you know, there's not a lot of like.
There's no feeling here that we're headed in a direction where it's going to end.
Yeah.
So we are ready to close out. If you were here for this recap and discussion of Dawn to Dawn episodes 9 and 10, please let us know what you thought. We want to know your thoughts on these episodes or about the anime in general as a whole so far. If you haven't been watching, all I have to ask is, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's so good and is probably going to go down as one of the best ever, at least in my book. I say one of the best ever. I don't say the best ever, but in my book, it is probably going to go down that way. Even if you go back and watch it after listening to all these recaps and discussions, I'm confident that you will still really enjoy it. There's so much to take in and appreciate. And anyway, Dean, not necessarily on the show, it doesn't have to be, but you have any closing thoughts before I close?
No, I don't think so. Like, we covered a lot of the stuff, and I'm sad that there are only 2 episodes left, but I'm also excited for those 2 episodes. Yeah.
It's a bittersweet feeling.
Yeah, like just to see how they like close out the first series, I guess. And then, you know, if there's going to be like a you know, coming next time, if they ever do that, you know, something to look forward to. If they have some foresight of how good this was going to be.
Well, thank you, as always, for listening. Whether you were just stopping by and checking us out or a returning listener, we appreciate you. If you have any suggestions for upcoming episodes or have an anime recommendation, let us know in the comments. We are going to get out of here for now. But first, once again, this is the Anime Odyssey. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music. And a final thank you for joining us. Please take care, everybody. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.